Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. In patch 6.4 then, there are new hairstyles available to the pre-existing creations or future creations of Viera and Hrothgar. Alright, for a few of these we can actually go straight into the character creation menu and not actually into the game to be able to see these, but we will need to go into the game for the others. So essentially there are 6 new hairstyles available for Hrothgar in this patch. 4 of them are already available in here, so there's only 2 that we would need to look at in the game anyway. Looking pretty good with this band. The band almost goes across the entirety of the head, almost. They've done a decent job here. If you want long hair on your Hrothgar. Then we have, next to that, we have this hairstyle, which personally I'm not a fan of short hairstyles, but at least this one looks semi-decent. I will say that if you look at it from certain angles, you can see the baldness of the head through slight gaps. This has been a problem with a lot of hairstyles for the longest time anyway, just how they work. So I'm hoping that in the future, in 7.0, this might get addressed with the player model upgrades. I'm not sure if Hrothgar are kind of representing that already, or if they plan to upgrade them as well, but I would hope so. The third hairstyle is this one then, as you can see, another short hairstyle with a fringe, and then on the sides there, yeah, it's yeah, pretty cool. There's a weird line though, I don't know if you can see that. There's a weird line on the back of the hair. You can only see it from top view realistically, so it's not that bad, but I would probably notice this line going across here. Kind of looks like a seam where the hairstyle was joined together. I suppose it's quite difficult to put hair on a Hrothgar, considering they're not like the conventional shape head. And then we have this one here with the side quiff over here. Alright, another short hairstyle. So for the other 2 we need to go into the game. And there was me forgetting that you could totally use a retainer Fantasia to actually look at these instead. So we're going to just keep the the Fantasias for when we need them, even though we have one applied. So they are the Modern Aesthetics Great Lengths, which looks like this on a Viera, which kind of gives me Sephiroth vibes. This really long hairstyle. It looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure if it's something I would go for on my Hrothgar. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you like this. I mean, I have hair like this in real life, really long hair, but I don't know. The way the ears poke out, at least the ears don't disappear. They've done a decent job to make them sort of come out of the hair. Sorry about that. The Great Lengths, just as a piece of information, is 30,000 MGP in the gold saucer. I nearly forgot to even mention where you got that from, which of course is prize exchange 3. So yeah, 30 grand MGP for that. Kind of looks a little bit stretched here as well, doesn't it? Very strange. And then the other new hairstyle for Hrothgar is actually the Modern Legend one, which of course is 1,800 Sky Builder scripts. Or you can actually get it as a fate reward from the firmament. You know, those little fate events that go on, those little village fate sort of thingies. It's pretty cool. It's basically like the Cloud hairstyle, but obviously not the Cloud hairstyle. Again, they've got this kind of like the ears poking through, sort of emerging through the hair sort of thing going on here. It's not the worst looking hairstyle I've seen for Hrothgar, personally. Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly. So that wraps up the Hrothgar hairstyles. Let's look at Viera hairstyles. Alright, so when it comes to Viera, both male and female got the same hairstyles. So as you can see, this is the first of those, which is a short hairstyle finally added to the game for them. There's not too many issues with the ears on this one. Some of the others that have been added in the past have had issues. Yeah, I don't know what you think about that, but personally, it's okay. Another hairstyle that's been added is the next one along from this, which is this with kind of like the center parting. The parting is slightly crooked, which is fine, which actually helps with the ears, actually with the angles. They don't look like they've just been slotted on the head as much as some of the other hair. It's quite a nice one, actually. Quite a nice selection of of hairstyles in this pack, surprisingly. Next up, we have ourselves this hairstyle, which is that kind of like side quiff. I don't know how you want to describe what that looks like with the ponytail. This one a little bit more stuck on, in my opinion, but we've got this kind of like grainy texture. I can't wait for 7.0, and hopefully they upgrade the texture of this hair stuff, because it's pretty awful, isn't it, when you look close at it? You know, just in general on any race in the game. So if you've always wanted that one, you can finally have that. And then there are two others that have been added, which we need to look at in the game. Again, then on male Viera, exactly the same, like I say. Some of the short hairstyles look pretty great actually on Bun Boys. I think you might agree. So that's that first one. And then this is the other one with those sort of center parting. Yeah, it looks quite good actually. Kind of gives me weird Asahi vibes though, for some reason, looking at that. Then we have the side sort of quiff thing with the ponytail. That looks pretty good. Apart from the ponytail is like a mile away from the actual back of your character. But that's because gear is supposed to go there, presumably. That's why they do that with hairstyles. And then there's also, I think we've already seen that one before, haven't we, with the side. I don't think that's new. It's what the two new like in-game acquirable hairstyles look like. First of all, we have the Modern Aesthetics Wind Caller, which funnily enough is the Boscia hairstyle, which I'm surprised that Viera and Hrothgar do not in this patch. Yeah, so if you don't know, this is 150 Boscian clusters from Boscia. Obviously the resistance weapon related field instance. Looks pretty good on a Viera, to be honest. I'm surprised that it looks as good as it does. Kind of looks a little bit like David Bowie in a weird way. But yeah, obviously Leon Halsos was the iconic character that wore this. And the other hairstyle is actually the Samsonian locks, which, if you don't know, is from the Palace of the Dead. And you can get that in bronze, iron and silver sacks, or of course on the market board, which is the atypical sort of long hairstyle with the cutoff. If you remember this hairstyle. So yeah, those are the two other hairstyles. I think they've done a decent job all in all. Let's have a quick look at the female Viera whilst we're here then, because we haven't looked at those two on there. They're basically, you know, exactly the same. There's the Wind Caller looking pretty cool again. And there's the Samsonian locks. I would have liked to have seen Hrothgar get the Wind Caller hairstyle, but maybe that'll be added in the future. Well, you would hope, right? Because Hrothgar's featured quite heavily in the Boscian storyline. I will say though, it's probably going to be difficult for them to put the bandana on the head correctly. I don't know how they would do that, but yeah. So there we go. There's the updates for patch 6.4 for Viera and Hrothgar without me needing to spend any money, but I have advantages for the future anyway. Anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.